Good afternoon, everyone. I am here on a beautiful fall day. And if you watched my last video on the BCX, I could not get that thing to stay true once I got it sighted in. So I got it sighted in at 20, tried to go to 30. It was horrible, right? So I contacted Barnett and said, I've got 65 shots into this thing. I don't think the scope is holding. So I have another one, and I'm out here shooting it today, and these are the results. So I just took some shots, and this is 20 yards, and then I took one at 30. So this is the 30-yard, guys, and this is the one that was really important to me. A lot of my deer are crossing at about 30 yards, so that is pretty good. So while I've been waiting to get the new scope and get that all working, I actually went hunting with that center point amped 425, and I did get a doe with that. Now she was close enough that I could have hit her with the BCX, not very dialed in, but I wanted this 30 yards at least. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna stick one a little further, and we'll see how that goes. But I want to do a couple more at 30. 20 looks good. I want to do 30. I'll show you 40, I think. And some of you guys have been asking me for like 50. I don't like to shoot that far, but I will try a shot or two just to see. And I'm not showing you the whole process of cocking and shooting. That just makes a long video of not the most exciting stuff, if you ask me. But maybe I'll do a couple clips of me shooting it just so you can see it. But I will do 30, 40, and 50 here for you guys and see how the accuracy is. This is with that speed scope, guys. Now that it is dialed in, it should be pretty good. We'll see. Also note, I'm actually doing this on purpose. I have some lighted knocks, some non-lighted knocks, just to see on the accuracy, and it's gonna be really hard to see, but there's a lighted knock there, and that one is pretty much a bullseye at 30 yards. So I think that's all good. Any slight deviation off that bullseye, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little shaky with it. You know, it's been a little while and just getting used to it again. You know, it's been a couple weeks here almost, and I got to get used to that bow as I've been shooting another one. So I guess you could call it a little nerves shooting it, but as you can see, my shots got progressively better. My 30-yard one was pretty stinking good. So let me move this target, and we'll take a few more shots at 30 and then do a 40, and like I said, a 50. I'm just repeating myself, I'm sorry, but we'll do that and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I have it set at 30, and then there's one a little further back at 40. We'll take a couple shots here. Now, let's try 30 again. Alright, so that was 30 yards, and it was a bullseye, so the first time I must have used the wrong crosshair and not noticed. So I'll do a couple more. I'll only do one more at 30 with the lighted knock, and then I will do a 40 using the appropriate crosshair this time. You can stop it. Okay, so this is 30 with a lighted knock. That was almost a bullseye as well. So it's dialed at 20, 30. Now I'm going for the big red target out there, and that is 40 yards. So, next clip will be that. Be 40 with the lighted knock. It's getting in the way. This looks like I shot just a little high. Again, I'm not gonna shoot at 40 yards. I'm just probably not. So that's not a huge deal to me. I might try to adjust it a tiny bit, but I'll shoot one at 50 just for fun, and I'll just show you guys the result of that. But I'll go down there and show you guys where I'm at 30 and 40. All right, so here are my 30. I was aiming for that one. I was aiming for that one and nailed it. This was my first shot, and I just think I jerked, to be honest. The other two, you can see I got standard knock, lighted knock, and that's good. Now let's go look at 40. So this is 40 using the 30 crosshair, and this is 40 using the 40 crosshair. So it's kind of right in between. Again, I don't think I'm gonna fiddle with my scope too much because I don't like shooting out that far. Now I will do that 50-yard shot for you guys just because I said I would. But as I keep saying, I don't shoot deer this far away. I just don't. Too much can go wrong, right? Too much can go wrong. So, but I'll shoot an approximate 50 here. I'll pace out the last little bit and see how that looks. I'm gonna be honest, if you're taking a shot that far away at a deer, you better expect to miss it. I don't care how fast these things are. 50 yards is a crazy shot at a deer, in my opinion. Now, some people do it, and they get them. That's just not for me, guys, not for me. But I will take that 50-yard shot for you guys. All right, so here we are, 50-yard shots. I took 2 of them. Guys, that's really accurate at 50 yards. And you may have noticed, I am in fact using the Hyperflight arrows. And I will discuss with you in a little bit why I have decided to just use those. Okay, so I am inside where it is less windy and hopefully a little less noisy for you guys. And I just want to talk about the sighting it in, right? So I actually, after I had problems with my scope, talked to Barnett, and they actually checked this scope before they sent it to me. So full disclosure there. And I haven't had to really tweak anything. As you saw, 40 yards maybe was the one that was, you know, a little off, but 50 was like spot on at 50, which, as I said, unless it's a monster that I'm never gonna see again in my life, I'm probably not gonna take that shot. But it felt good. I mean, it really did. It was easy to shoot. It's not like it was difficult to shoot that shot. So you may have noticed I've been talking about possibly going to the Headhunter arrows. I do like them better, as you know, but I'm sticking with the Hyperflights. And one, because again, they checked it with Hyperflight arrows there at the actual factory or headquarters, let's say, just to make sure that you know, I wasn't having scope problems. So they double checked that for me with Hyperflights, right? So I'm gonna probably stick with those because I know the scope is good with those. Also, I counted and I believe I have 27 Hyperflight bolts, right? So if you got them, you might as well use them, in my opinion. Checking the string, you know, checking the serving. I still like the lighted knocks better because you do not get the wear that you get with the standard factory knock. So it doesn't click on near as hard. But that is my first time shooting this with the new scope, the new setup, and it is ready to go hunting, guys. So that's good. And that shows me that there was something, you know, some kind of fluke, something with my other one. And, you know, maybe I don't think I was the fluke, but this one seems to be on. Again, the speed ring scope, it is cool, like that I can shoot 50 and it's pretty stinking accurate, right? That's cool. But for a simple guy like me, I kind of like the old, I guess you call them junky, just it's got the thick lines on there that you can see good. I don't love illumination after a certain point, right? So honestly, the deer I shot this week, I was using not this bow, but another one that had illumination, and I had it set a little too high, right? Without realizing that I had it set high. And then by the time the deer is in front of me, all I can see is
the green circle because it's so bright. And, you know, it was a struggle to get a good shot. I did get a good shot, and I did get the deer shortly after. It didn't go very far. It was a good shot. But, you know, that's something with illuminated scopes, especially if you have kids that you're trying to teach how to shoot. Those, let's call them low light, you know, situations. And for a kid, low light is not low light for an adult. Keep that in mind. You know, if your kids are special needs, low light is a lot sooner than it would be for a lot of other people. So that illuminated scope, if it's up too bright, that's going to even make it worse for them. So I'm not necessarily against an illuminated scope. Like I said, I did shoot one with one this week, but I like the thicker lines. And the speed ring scope, they're really thin lines, guys. So definitely practice and get used to that if you get this scope. But this one seems to be spot on. So good to see. I am ready to go try to get a buck now. You know, I wished I had filmed more of getting my doe, but you know, it is what it is. You run out there, you hunt real quick in the morning, and you don't even think about it. So, so far in this household, we have 2 deer, and we'll see if I can get a buck here. They're starting to chase, so that's exciting. I always enjoy that, you know, even if you don't get a shot at one, just seeing all the deer moving around is so much fun. So thanks for coming and checking it out, guys. This, I guess, would technically be video number 2 on sighting it in and the scope. And yeah, it seems to be spot on now. So no problem with lighted knocks or standard factory knocks that I'm seeing at all. I had one shot that kind of went off, and then I looked at the fletchings on that arrow and they were curved. So that's what the arrow did. But yeah, guys, thanks for coming. As always, I know I always say this now, but if you can subscribe, if you don't want to be notified, just turn off the notifications. But it does help the channel here, guys. I'd like to try to get around 1,000 subscribers, you know, maybe by the end of the year if possible. So just trying to grow this thing, to test more bows, because it's fun, and it hopefully gives you guys a chance to see them working before you buy them, and not from like a necessarily a professional viewpoint, right? I am not a professional. I had problems with my scope, and I said, Barnett, I can't figure it out, right? So but I think that's important, because if I can't figure it out, there's going to be other people that also can't figure it out. So yeah, thanks again, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully we'll be chasing some deer or testing out another bow. Supposed to get the demon from Barnett in the future here. Supposed to be this month, but then you had the hurricanes, and you know, things get delayed. So hopefully that's soon, and we can test that out. Maybe do some rabbit hunting if it's in season. I think I'm good on that. But that would be really fun to try to do some rabbit hunting with that. So thanks again, guys. We'll catch you on the next one, when maybe we're shooting something else.